Open loops. Do, do. Open loops. Open loops. Open loops. Open loops. You must listen to the open loops, a theme park for absurd beliefs and systems of integration between the mind and the creative spirit. Open loops.
This is going to be a very fun interview. I'm telling you already. Today on Open Loops, we have Les Durrant joining us. Yes, Les. Now, here's what I like already. Les is a veteran of the radio game, which means
that's right.
he knows how to keep things interesting sounding, which is already a leg up compared to some UFO people. But yes, he is an accomplished ghost and UFO hunter out of Georgia. And in 2021, he made a groundbreaking discovery, which we're going to learn about, a method to record UFOs. And he has over 40 recordings to prove it. Yes, we're talking a man behind the very filled and budding growing YouTube channel Objects and Orbs. I've seen some of this stuff that he showed me, and he submitted things to MUFON, and they're going, what is this? He showed this to the U.S. Air Force. I mean, Les was featured in a 6-part documentary called Encounters: The Complete Interviews. This is very interesting, and he's just doing this to get this out to a wider audience. It's not really for profit. This is about exposing people to the supernatural, the unknown, and expanding people's minds about our world. So I'm excited to talk to him. Les, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. How are you doing, Greg?
He's gonna pull all the radio tricks on me.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, it's okay. All right. Yes. So I had to do that. Okay. Now let's talk about this. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay. So,
dude, people always told me I was a radio DJ guy. They always said when I was a kid, they were like, "You sound like you're an old movie announcer or something."
Yeah.
You know? I mean, were you like that too?
You sound like that. Yes, I grew up wanting to be a DJ. In fact, I got a picture of me when I was 4 years old playing with records.
That's awesome.
I still have that. Yes. So the way that I got started in all of this was I was at a quote unquote haunted house that had some spirits in it, and we were seeing orbs and all of these different things. And in fact, you can see this on my YouTube channel. It's called the Chastain House. It's one of my first videos where orbs play with the guy's phone and makes it notify. So every time that they jump into it, it goes do 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 do. It just keeps going off, and it goes off on cue. And so he is was the caretaker of the house, and we were seeing a bunch of orbs, and I thought that this was just amazing. You know, I didn't know that I could pick up orbs with a cell phone, because a lot of people talk about them as being dust and all that. And the thing is that a lot of times with orbs, they have multiple colors, and they also have purpose in their flight. So if you watch them, sometimes you will see them go into equipment. Sometimes you will see them do different things, manipulate different things. If you happen to see a light bulb going off, or you happen to see a chandelier moving, sometimes if you look closely, you can see an orb doing that. Okay. So the thing is that what we think about these orbs are just some kind of spirit, some kind of energy. You know, I look at it this way. Now, I may be completely off, but uh, aren't our bodies made out of atoms?
Yes.
Okay. So some atoms don't decay, right?
Right. Right.
Ever, ever. So would that mean that we are eternal?
Hmm.
Hmm.
That is that is very interesting. I mean, look, if we go with the laws of physics, right? Energy can't be
Right.
created or destroyed.
Right. So of course our bodies turn to dust, and we know that there's still going to be some percentage of us left, and that is generally what I consider the orb or your spirit. And it makes sense because sometimes we take pictures and we see faces in orbs. You can actually Google that and just look up faces in orbs, and sometimes you'll see faces in there. And I've got, in fact, I've got an orb that turns off one of my tri-field meters, which is one of my favorite meters. Actually, I was just looking to see if I had it around here somewhere. Um, but in fact, you'll see it on Skinwalker Ranch. You'll see it used in paranormal investigations,
Yeah.
and it's yeah, it works quite well. Oh, I see. Hold on just a sec. Hold on.
This is all very interesting stuff. We can tell we got a serious hunter here. I haven't had a real ghost or UFO hunter on in a while, so I'm
Oh, well,
excited.
I actually used to do live investigations on podcasts. So I would set it. That's what we need to do. What I would do is I would hook up all my spirit talking equipment and all my equipment and get it going. We need to do that again. It's been a while.
Now, wait a
Uh,
minute. Take me back for a second because you jumped right into going into a haunted house.
yes.
Did you, I mean, were you always, you mentioned Georgia's very, before we started talking, you were just mentioning it's very religious. There seems sometimes to be a correlation with very religious areas and certainly experiencing darker spirits, demonic spirits. Did you grow up a believer? Did you see things? What did you think growing up?
The thing, growing up, I didn't actually have any experiences with ghosts. In fact, I didn't even when I was younger, I thought that I had something look at me, but here's what it was, is that I was married for 23 years and lost my wife, and due to diabetes and all of that. And so I was at the I was working at a radio station. I was by myself, and I kept seeing a shadow figure going
Oh, wow.
like, I was like, okay, all right. And then so I just kind of quickly had the feeling of my wife who passed away. I had the feeling of it. So I don't know that I consider that an apparition or consider that anything. Well, fast forward a few months. Well, actually, no, it had been a few years after. Yeah, because I mean, she had passed away like 3 years before it started to happen, I think, 2 or 3 years. And by this time, I had re-met a girlfriend that I knew over on the island of Guam when we were kids. So I'd always had kind of a crush on her. And so she was going through the same thing with her husband. He was getting ready to pass away, and she was of the same thing.
Hmm.
She was kind of going through divorce as well, though. Um so I had told her what was going on, and we were actually in Texas, and she said, "Oh, well, I used to be a ghost hunter." And I was like, "Well, how did you do that?" She said, "Easy, with my phone." And I said, "Okay, so basically you get a phone, and any old cell phone will work." And I'm a master of cell phones. So here's one, and then I've got mine made.
Wow.
I've got then I got an old iPhone. I've got a few of these. So any of these phones, as long as you can get online, actually, as long as you can get on Wi-Fi, you can use them to download your apps with. But all you need is just need an audio recorder. So this is what we did. We had a digital audio recorder, and we would go through the radio station. We turned all the lights off. We turned everything completely down, and we still heard voices. And at one time, we thought we heard my wife's name, and we thought we heard my wife laughing at us. So we're like, okay. The reason why is because I had a ghost say F you to me. And I was like, okay. And then I heard her in the background going, hee. I'm like, okay. I bet she punked me. So, and I actually have all these files. I've got the ghost saying F you, because what we did was we made the recording, and I said we come in peace, and then it said or not, and then it said, and then I said something, and then it said F you. I'm like, okay. So, and basically, when you're done asking your questions, you can run it into a computer and re-listen to it. And if you happen to see a little blip or something on your screen as far as where the audio is, you can amplify that and be able to hear what the spirit is saying to you. These are called EVPs. So this is electronic voice phenomenon.
I was gonna say,
And
so in your opinion, I mean, look, obviously, and I always come in looking from the other side, just because I know what my listeners and what I wonder, which is, is this did you at first question whether this was like the Paul is dead playing the record backwards and pattern recognition, hearing the sounds? What made
oh,
you so confident that it was actually those words versus
oh,
just some pattern recognition that humans are
well,
prone to do?
well, would you like to hear it?
Okay, everybody. If you've got it ready, if you've got it queued up, I'm down. I'm down.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
But
Now, see, no, you're fine. Let me see. Ghost hunting. Here we go. Ghost hunting files and ghosting. Okay. Oh yeah. So 1 second, and I'll be able to find these. Okay.
was gonna say I hear very similar things out my window here in Brooklyn,
Okay.
so it's a.
All
But
right.
let's
Okay. Yeah.
let's
So
hear
here
what
we
the
go.
spirit version is.
Yeah. Yep. So here we go. All right. So this radio station also used to be a Spanish radio station. Okay. So see if you can hear now, and we're going to get to the FU part, but see if you can hear ¿Qué pasó? Here goes. ¿Qué pasó? 1 sec. You hear ¿Qué pasó?
Was it supposed to hear something? I heard something real, a blip in the
Oh,
beginning, and
okay.
then I
I'm
heard
sorry.
nothing.
Then you should have heard something saying like ¿Qué pasó?
No. It was very. I heard like a blip and then nothing. So maybe
Okay.
that
All
was up.
right. So let's see. Let
He's
me see
just
if you
building the tension.
and let's see. I don't know why you're not hearing this. Okay, let me when you hear okay, the first one you're like, okay, yeah, that sounds like something that is familiar, que paso, okay, yeah, that's the radio station. Then you hear another thing, did you and then what I like to do is ask my wife, hey, did you hear what I heard? Um, and she'll
Yeah.
say, yeah, I heard something too. What does it sound like you heard? All right, let's see if you can hear Boss Not in here now. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounds like what is he saying? Is
Okay,
he
so
saying que paso?
oh, no, he's saying like Boss Not here, Boss Not in here. See if you can hear Que Paso.
Yes, I do hear that.
Did you hear
I do
that?
hear that. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. All right. So since we're sharing the screen, this is going to be great. I'm going to show you exactly how we do it, how we do the screen with both of the files. So what she does is she'll take hers, and this is a program. This is an old screen share, but this is a program called Audacity, and you can
Oh,
still.
believe me, I'm very familiar.
Okay. Good. Okay. So with Audacity, she put her phone next to my phone. So when we did the the question, what we did is we synced up our wave files, our audio files. So you can tell over on here that on hers, she doesn't have the blip where I do down here.
Hmm.
So how does that happen? That can also add to the question, right? How that could add to your answer as far as, okay, if it's real or not. We're thinking, okay, how did I get this? So this is what I got. This is the before, this is before the amp. We enjoy sharing the space with you. And we do this in peace. Okay. You didn't hear it that well, so now I amplified it. So here goes. Oh, here's the after. Do you see the difference?
Yes. Yes.
Big difference. So we amplified it 38 times. So here goes. We enjoy sharing the space with you. And we do this in peace. So it sounds like it said F you. Let's hear it again. We enjoy sharing the space with you. Or not. And we do this in peace. And I'm like, where did that come from? Or not? And my wife said, oh, you say or not a lot. So once again,
Wow.
we enjoy sharing the space with you. And we do this in peace. So what do you think?
I mean, that's very strange.
Yes.
I
And
mean, it's so harsh sounding too. Yeah. What else could it have
right,
been?
right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then now since we're kind of on this little story, um yeah, since we're on this little story, let me tell you about a poltergeist we have here at the house. Would you like to hear that?
Yes, yes. But I mean, as I now before we get to that, I do want to
Yes.
say though, I mean,
Yes.
has anybody come to you and been like, well, it could have just been the wind? What do you say to that?
Well, you could say that, but then you hear like all of the other stuff that we have as well. So you
Yeah,
say, well, how could it be? How could we get K Paso and Boss not here and then not get FU?
right.
And and there would be no wind because we were in the radio station without a window.
See that now that's the proof I would definitely think is true there.
Yeah.
Do you think there are cases when people use EVPs and do this phenomena where it is actually just
Yes.
the
Yeah,
brain pattern recognizing? When is have you sussed that? What is the difference?
with that right there, it would be to where maybe I'm hearing something and maybe you're hearing something a little bit different and we're just not getting it at all, or we're trying to put something into it. We're wanting to roll something into it. It's the pareidolia effect. We're
Yes.
wanting, but we're doing that the um with an audio effect. We're wanting to hear something coming out of the ether,
That
you
is the
know.
trickiest part of this whole paranormal space, I think. I
Right.
mean,
We're
it's
we're wanting that. And the thing about that is that, and don't forget to remind me to tell you about
oh, I want to hear about this poltergeist in a
our
second.
poltergeist.
Believe you me.
Yes, yes, we have a great poltergeist here. And so now you can get the the Spirit Talker radio. And with the radio, I've got another on my YouTube channel without pulling it up, but you can actually hear her say my name. And I'll go on there and say, "Can you say my name again?" And she says, "Les." And she says it twice. So yeah,
That
it's
is interesting. That is interesting.
and you can find that on my YouTube channel. Yeah, Spirit Box says my name. Sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so wait, so again, yeah, well, I'm excited because to me, Poltergeist to me is more interesting than just hearing ghosts. Because sometimes
Right.
poltergeists involve people floating. It involves blood coming out of walls or black goo. I mean, all the stuff that we're used to. Does it get there?
Yeah. No, it okay. In our case, no, it doesn't get like that, definitely.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But where does
Yeah,
it? What
so
makes it a poltergeist?
so a poltergeist is basically somebody who moves something, really, who can manipulate things. So if you go into your house and you notice that things are moved around and you didn't do it, and especially let's say if you live by your own and you don't, you didn't do it, you didn't move that there. We recently had an investigation where a lady came out and she found her fire extinguisher in the middle of the house and it was just sitting there. And then she had like silverware that was just sitting out there and just, chairs in the middle of the floor that were just sitting there for no reason. And so with that, that points more to a poltergeist. And a lot of times poltergeists want to let you know that they're there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share with you again, and I'm going to tell you a story as I'm doing this. So let's share, and then let's pull this up here, and then do Gary Williams helps us find debit cards. So here we go. All right, now I'm going to bring this down just really quick. So me and my wife were going on our anniversary. We were going to Helen, Georgia, and it's a great German town, and we were going to go down there. So we went. She went to go looking for her debit cards. She couldn't find them. So I was like, "Don't worry about it, hon. You can transfer your money to my debit card. We'll use my debit card. That's fine." I go to get into my wallet to get my debit card. Boom, it's gone too. So now we're freaking. And we went all over the place looking for debit cards. So she's like, honey, you need to get out the spirit box and see, or the spirit talker to see if we can, uh, if the spirits can help us find our debit cards. So we had heard that we had the spirit talker on and we were saying, one of the ghosts had said something about Gary is a poltergeist. Like,
Mm.
okay, right. Well, if Gary is a poltergeist, go tell him to move those chimes. So we were outside, and Gary likes to move the chimes outside. So then we ask for the debit cards. So here we go. And we turn on the spirit talker, and first thing it says, I like talking. Okay, cool. Then it said, can't breathe. And we were just saying, oh yeah, we said something to the fact of, no, yeah, we said we misplaced our debit cards, and it said desperate or concerned. Then it said Enid, and I'll tell you about Enid in a minute. Then it talked about money. So we were looking, and we're like, are we going to ever find these? It said keep going. And then it said, what's your name? And I said, my name is Les. He said, right. And then he said, I worked here. And then I said, well, what's your name? Williams. And this is interesting now that I think that he said his name last, and you'll find out here in a minute. And I said, what's your first name? Gary. And then we asked, when can we find the debit cards? Very soon or soon. And then it said ancient time and then died very recently. We said, okay. It said ancient time again. And then I said, oh, you're Gary the Poltergeist. No, you're misinterpreting me. And then I said, I'm sorry. And then he said, how? And then it talks about these other things. Oh, it said village, which is kind of where we live. Now, here's the thing about Gary. So what we did was we took the name Gary Williams and we looked it up. Gary Williams obituary. So here goes. Gary Otis Williams, 80 of Mineral Bluff. That's where I live. It's a little teeny tiny town, probably not even 200 people. Mineral Bluff, Georgia. Okay, now I live on top of a mountain, so I don't even live anywhere near town. But here we go. Passed away peacefully Monday, May 16th, 2022, very recently. And he was born in McKaysville, which is not too far away from us, too. So Gary worked, and here's the crazy thing. Gary worked at the city services company in the mining department. Oh, can't breathe. For many years, rising to the position of mining captain and that's why it said can't breathe, at Cherokee. So in this area, we have a lot of mines. Gary was also on the mine rescue team. That makes sense. Now, it also makes sense that he said his name last. This is Williams, as opposed to saying this is Gary. So he might have had that going on. Then his wife's name is Edith. So we're thinking Enid, where it says Enid up here. So now when we go outside and we ask Gary to ring the bell, he rings it for no apparent reason. We just say, hey, can you ring the bell for us? And that's Gary. Yeah.
Wait, so
We're
the
at
bell, so
the bell and the chimes. Yes.
rang after you said that.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Now that is okay. I will say
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
some that
He's
is
he
quite a lot of coincidences.
yeah, he's great. And if you want to see another video that you're just going to love, on my YouTube channel is Florence. That is my wife's grandmother who passed away. She showed up on a bunch of my podcasts actually that I was guesting on. And we were actually doing the ghost hunt too. We had all the spirit talkers set up, and her name would come on and quite often all the time. So yeah, her name is Florence. And so there's a video called We Love Florence. So let me tell you really quick what apps that I use. I'm also a big fan of these guys called Twin Paranormal. If you've ever heard of Twin Paranormal, they are amazing. They're on YouTube. They're the best ghost hunters out there. I use all of their apps, and they're not their apps that they created, but all the same apps that they use. They use one on here. It's called Spirit Talker. It's the only one that I use. It does not have a dictionary, so you don't get the ones that have a dictionary. And Spirit Talker looks like that. Okay, like that. And anybody can download it. You just download it, and then you're going to turn it on right here, and then ask it questions. Is there anybody here who would like to say hello? What is your name? See if it says any.
You're doing this right now. We're seeing if there's any spirits in the room with you or me.
Yeah, I'm going to set this over here right now. Can you text that for me? Have you ever seen a REM pod or heard of a REM pod?
No, I don't think I have. What is
Oh,
that?
oh yeah, this is what ghost hunters use as well. So what they do is they fly by this. Okay, we're gonna set this back over there. Can anybody touch that for me? Dad, are you here? All you gotta do is touch it, just like this, just like that. He likes you.
Okay, now
Oh,
wait a minute.
yeah, and this is graciousness. This is graciousness on it. That said he likes you. I didn't have it turned up.
This is do you are you is this a particular spirit you hang around with? Like, does this
These,
guy,
these- no,
who's
these,
this?
oh, look. Can you stop that for me? Go ahead and stop it. Can you stop touching it? Thank you. All right. So these are just walk-through spirits. They're just walking through, they're just hanging out. I'm going to say opportunistic.
What are they trying to do? What are they trying to get out of this?
Hanging out, nothing. They're like, oh, this guy's actually talking to us. Can you make that go off again? Can you touch that antenna for me? Can you make it go green for me again? Can you touch it? It's not going to hurt you in any way. You can also use that box over there and pick out any words. Did you hear that?
Wait, what
They
did it? I did hear something. What did it say?
see. It's me, they see.
It's me they see.
Yes.
Now look, I mean, look, and again, I'm
What
just
color are
trying to.
your eyes?
Where am I? What?
What color are your eyes?
Brown.
What does it just say? It said brown eyes.
No
It,
way. What?
yeah,
Wait a
it just said
sec.
brown eyes. It just said brown eyes.
Oh, that's pretty weird. That is pretty weird. Yeah, it does
But
say
now it says but it says let us rest. Yeah, yeah. I don't got brown eyes.
that.
Okay, we're gonna now it says let us rest, so we'll let you rest. Okay,
You're
go
n-
ahead.
you're not a magician, Les. You're not
No,
a conjurer right now doing some mentalism.
no, no. I'm just oh hey. Okay, now I got one. I got another one for you. I got a couple. Hold on just a
And we got to get to these orbs. I'm fascinated, though. I do like this kind of cabinet of curiosities style conversation we're
all right,
having here.
here's something that you can do. Anybody can do this. You could go down to the store and get just a cheap uh little amethyst with a point on it or something on a chain. Or you can borrow your dead dad's plumb bob. Okay. Do you know what a plumb bob is?
Plumb bob. I mean, that looks like a pendulum, but I've never heard of plumb
It's
bob.
a pen bob, but also known as a plumb bob. Basically, what they use these for is they use these in pipe fittings and stuff like that to make sure everything is equal, is right. So do you see how it's just right now in the middle?
Yes, yes.
Is his name Jack? No. Is his name Greg? Thank you. Can you spin in a circle for me? Thank you. Can you stop?
Now,
Okay. And let's see. What should we ask it? Let me guess where you are. Are you where is he? Is he on the West Coast? No. Is he in the central United States? Where are you at?
me?
Oh, you're in Maine.
No, I'm in New York.
You're in New York. Okay, well, interesting thing then. Okay. Is he in the East Coast? Okay. Is he in California?
What do you think is actually happening here? This is the ghost moving this?
Yes. Yeah, you're definitely not in California. Oh yeah, this works perfectly. And especially when you do it yourself, you're gonna freak out the first time.
I mean, look, I'm not unfamiliar with this. This is in the world of hypnosis.
And,
Pendulums are used all the time.
yes, and let's see what else. Oh, I was looking for it. Have you ever used dowsing rods?
I've never used the dowsing rod, but I know of it.
Okay, so when you get same thing
Find
with down.
water. Yuri Geller used it. Was looking for water, and people use it for oil and gold.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's what you need. Hold on. If I had a way to do it, I'd do it right now, but we ain't got time. But here's what you need. It's very expensive. Expensive.
What do you got?
You're gonna get two hangers like this. Okay, two metal hangers, and you're gonna cut them with the wire cutters. Cut them off that. So then you have just two metal rods. Then what you take those rods and put them down in a vice grip or in a vice on a just a table where you can turn it like that and make it tight. Then you bend them like that and make them straight. And make them go straight like that. Then make sure your wires are cut straight and then set straight. Then when you're done, you get them and you hold them in your hand like this. And then you walk with them, and then you can ask them to turn certain ways or to ask you where certain things are. And that's what it is. Yes, the spirits are the ones that are turning those for you.
Why isn't it just the power of suggestion?
Well, once again, it's just a matter of where you're how many times you ask it. and
Hmm.
how many times it's right.
Look, I mean, look, I do think I'm with you on the weird sounds.
Mhm.
I'm with you on the orb footage. I'm with you on the UFO stuff. I'm a
Yes.
little more skeptical of the pendulum, I will say, just because I know magicians do this. I mean, I've done it.
But see, I want you to do it.
But I have, or at
Yeah.
least I've done it in the context of, I mean, this is how the Ouija board works, right? Don't we think?
Sort of, yes. Yeah, no, I will not mess with the Ouija board. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way.
Really?
Yeah, no, no. Ouija boards are evil. Yeah, they're very evil. You don't want to use those. You want to use these in a good way. And then even more, they use this in what's known as reishi. So they use that. They use this for healing. They
Yes.
use this for also telling what's wrong with you, that kind of thing. And it's if you, it and then also you can bless it, say, hey, can I, just use this for good. Um, but you can also use it for intuition and many different things.
Would you
But
consider yourself, are you would you consider yourself an occult practitioner?
no, not at all. No, I'm just a guy holding a piece of metal with a string on it.
I mean, that's kind of what I think too,
No,
but
no, no, really, no, really, but that's really it. No, I don't pray to any weird buddies, or I don't do any weird, psycho stuff like that, or, the tail of a newt or none of that stuff, none of that kind of stuff. I'm
what's the
just,
most direct encounter with a spirit you've had? Like apparition, you see it or feel it, or you just, it's there.
um, the one time that one turned off my tri-field meter, which is this.
Yeah.
My tri-field meter here. Yeah, it was going on. This is also on my YouTube channel, and I'd ask it. It just basically turned it off, and I was like, no. I said I commanded it in the name of Jesus Christ to leave. And then there's there's times where I've had an empathy feeling that I don't like, where there is well, I can just tell you this. There is a doctor's office in McKaysville, Georgia, that's not too far from here, where a doctor was taking these supposedly aborted babies, and he was selling them to people to be uh, raised by them. And this is back in the 50s and 60s. And this is the show's called Taken at Birth. So if you look it up on Hulu, it's called Taken at Birth. Well, the babies that some of the babies didn't make it. And let's just say that there's a river behind his office. So the office is still there, but there's nobody in there. And when I was shown that office, even walking into it, or even walking near it, I did not feel good. There's no good feelings whatsoever. So I had a friend of mine who brought his girlfriend down, and she was an empath as well. So I said, okay, I'm going to try this out. So I took her down there. I didn't tell her anything about it. I said, I'm going to take you to this building, and I want you to stand out back. Can you tell me something about this building? She said, yeah. She said, I don't get a good feeling. And I said, why? And she said, it's because of kids and because of what happened there. So with that, I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's kind of the thing about that. Um, so those are the things that are still kind of hard to explain as well. And whenever I go into a situation or even do like I'm doing, I let them know, hey, I'm protected. Don't attach to me. And I just show them respect. And as long as you show the spirits respect, they'll also show you respect back. And that's kind of the thing. If you just walk in and you say, hey, my name, and this is the way I learned this from Twin Paranormal by watching those guys. They crack up and everything. They're pretty young and they crack up and everything before going into the show. But as soon as they walk into a haunted place, they're like, my name is River. My name is Ryan. And then they're like, what's going on? Just like that. And then that's really the way you do it. So I go and say, okay, my name is Les. Is there anybody here who would like to say hello? And then just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
And also I don't have a fear. I don't walk into a place scared. And I live up here in the mountains surrounded by trees. So I'd be more scared of a cougar or a mountain lion or a bear coming at me, or even a dog at night, than having any kind of a spirit. And then, plus I sit out all night watching UFOs anyway, too. So
Okay. So, and again, I'm trying to piece all this together. So,
Right.
you, maybe I can. Maybe that's kind of the magic of it. I mean, your wife is, or you have this experience with the radio station. The
Right.
spirit passes. Is there? I mean, does this may what does this wake up inside of you that makes you go, I want to find more of this? Because some people might be like, that was interesting, and they might just
Right.
try to chase their wife the rest of their lives. I mean, obviously, this was like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what are you hunting for ultimately?
Basically, we're just verifying. That's the only thing that I do. I just verify that there's a ghost there. I'm not now I tell people, so if I was talking to you, say, hey, if you just recently lost somebody, all you have to do is to just ask for them and they will come. And just use the EVP um, recording and listen to it. And but you have to have a computer so you can get it in there, or you have a way to amplify it. Some apps will actually amplify it. And I can pretty much guarantee you that when you hear that, you should maybe hear who you have lost, or have that feeling come in next to you. So that's the way it is. So I tell people, don't worry about asking somebody to appear, because when they do, if you listen strong enough and clear enough with open eyes, you will hear them come to you. So like my dad just recently passed. He passed, in fact, it was a year ago this month. And he come down, he visited me at the radio station. I know he did. I didn't see him, but I could hear him and I could feel him. And then I was playing country music, so I played his music for him and he loved it. Then all of a sudden, boom, he was gone. Then I get a text from my mom saying, "Hey, dad was here." I was like, "Yeah, he was just here too." That's how you start putting stuff together.
That is interesting. That is
You
interesting.
You know how, like, during COVID time when we were all under lockdown, we had a lot of time to just gorge on a lot of TV. So we were gorging on just paranormal and stuff, and maybe even some ghost stuff at the time. I mean, or maybe some UFO stuff. I don't even know really at the time with that. But that's kind of what we were doing. And they were saying, well, if we put this with this, now if we start looking for orbs, we can start looking in these other shows where they don't see them. Be like, oh yeah, that orb actually did this in the other show.
Well, that's what I do find unusual, and we can move into the orb topic because I know that's what we originally talked about. Um, it seems like it's a very recent phenomenon that people are talking about this phenomenon. Like it's been around for a while, but the idea of people on Zoom call going, yes, yeah, see, there's an orb next to you right now,
Yes.
or people pointing it out in TikTok videos and all this stuff. It's increased along with the frequency of UFO sightings, which increased as well during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Were there always orbs here that we just weren't
Oh,
seeing?
yeah.
What?
Orbs have been around forever. Orbs have been around forever. They're always with us. They're always with us. I ask people this. I said, "What is your perfect heaven?" So what would be your perfect heaven?
Well, I mean, perfect heaven. Uh, to me, I'm aware that the perfect heaven needs to not always just feel good. Okay, here's what it is. A perfect heaven would be a place where you can experience all the good things as if you weren't experiencing good all the time so that you get bored. That would be my heaven. It's a very abstract topic, but I know
No,
that's the flaw with
no,
the heaven argument.
No, no, actually, because it fits into what I was going to tell you very perfectly, actually. So think about, do you ever think that we live in hell?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, yes,
A lot of
constantly.
people do, right? A lot of people do, right? Okay. Wouldn't the perfect heaven be this? If you could stay on this earth and go wherever you wanted to, do whatever you wanted to do with whoever you wanted to, whenever you wanted to, wouldn't that make it more of a heaven to you?
Y-
Instead of hanging out on golden roads and how where are you going to spend the gold?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Okay. That doesn't mean that God's not there. It doesn't mean that Jesus isn't there. It doesn't mean that Buddha's not there. It doesn't mean that whatever's not there. It just means that that's not who you're hanging out with at the moment. If I want to go hang out with Jesus, I'm going to go hang out with Jesus. But when I'm done, if I want to go hang out on the island of Guam with my wife, or if I want to go be in Japan, I could just hop on a plane and orb on over there.
Orb on over. Now, wait,
Right.
are we saying that there is a the astral
That would be
plane moving back and forth between the astral plane
mhm,
interdimensionally might
could
be
be.
heaven.
Hmm. That could be. I've been told that it's easier to go. I've been told it's easier to go forward than it is to go backward, I think somebody said. Yeah. Now I'm also like meet as I'm in this field, I'm meeting a lot more people who are higher than I am, as far especially what they call star seeds. And do you know what star seeds
Oh
are?
yes, of course, of course.
Okay, yeah, okay, good. Yeah. So I'm meeting star seeds who will tell me different things that they can do, and stuff that's just kind of beyond me. I don't know. That's more of the spiritual kind of stuff that I wouldn't mind getting into, but I'm just not into it specifically. I like it, but I'm just not, I don't know a whole lot about it. But it does all go together. Now, the way that we're gonna bring this and pull all this back is where I was at the haunted house, and then I had prayed actually to see things that other people don't see all the time, or that people just don't see. Then that's when I saw my first UFO, literally 4 months later. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Because I was, because I said, God, I said, if I can see these orbs, I want to be able to see something else. So that's when I started to I said, you know what? I was living in Arkansas and I'm a big fan of clouds. And I said, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna record a cloud video and just watch it back. And this is still during the COVID time. And I had a just an old cell phone. Now you notice on the back of all my phones I have Velcro.
Yeah.
Velcro
Why is
on the
that?
back. See, so all these have Velcro on the back. The reason why is because I have a little stand that I aim them up to the sky like this. And then that's when I record my UFOs. Now this one, I had it on an old satellite stand that, a little satellite box for your TV, that looked like a little dish. And I had this up and it was in selfie mode and I had it aimed up to the sun. And then that's when I caught my first MUFON unknown. It was the very first recording that I got, and I've got a picture of a plane that is following a C-130. And yes, would you like to see that?
Yes, I would. Let's check this thing
All right.
out.
All right. So I'll just, once again, actually, let me share the screen with you here real quick. Oh, that might already be pulled up. One sec. No, I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna pull the video up here. Let me go ahead and grab that. Yep, this is it. And right here, I figured I was going to talk about this anyway. And I will tell you that every time I do play this, sometimes I will find different things. Now, I'm very, very excited to know now that I will be able to play it flawlessly because I just added a whole bunch of RAM to my computer. I had 16 gigs and now I got 46. Yeah. All right. So, yeah,
All
so we're
right.
going to, okay. So here we go. Now, I'm going to see if you can see this. And let's share that, and then share. All right. Now, can you see my face?
Yes.
Okay, can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So this is me putting the phone down, and I'm just all hanging out, right? And you can see the sun behind me. Okay. So I'm going to leave this. Now I'm using a program called SM Player. This is free, and I like it because you can pause it, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can move around, you can pan, you can do all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the lay of the land. So this is me looking at it. Up here at the top right by my glasses is lens flare. You got to remember that this is mounted and it's not handheld. So I'm going to go through this. Okay, I am using the arrow, the right hand arrow. Okay, there's a little thingy right there, but one sec, we're going to let this play. Okay, do you see how now I see the lens flares on my mouth, on my cheek?
Yeah. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, we're going to keep moving that. Okay, and now we're moving. Okay, so the sun is always going to stay there. The lens is the flare is going to stay up here. So anything that we see that stands out or is kind of a blip will be something that we're going to research. Now, the good thing about this too is I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose video equalizer, and I'm going to come down here. I'm going to lower the gamma a little bit. There we go. Close. Okay. Now I'm just going to zoom through it. Now, there's another way you can do it. You can right click and go to video. I'm sorry, you're going to go to browse, bookmarks, and there's where all my bookmarks are. So this is all the good stuff. Okay, so we're just going to kind of see if, since I kind of know where I'm going, I'll know when to stop. So I'm going to kind of go fast and see if there's anything that sticks out. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, I thought I saw a little blip in there. Yeah, right in there, right in the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to use the E to zoom in. Oh, well, look at that. Hey,
What is that?
let's see how that moves. So I'm going to use the period. The period is frame by frame. Okay. That could be a bug or a bird. Okay, we're going to just kind of leave that. So let's now we're going to go wide on it again. Okay, I just saw that because it kind of just jumped out at me. Okay, I'm going to keep going. And I thought I just saw another one here. So this is what I do. I set my phones up to record. Oh, whoa, what is that? Whoa, about 45 minutes at a time. That's interesting. Oh, that's kind of interesting. It's just kind of weird looking, but I'm gonna let it go for now. Okay. And this is kind of what I did, so when COVID came up, I was just sitting in the living room, just mellowed out, and all right. Whoa, what was that? Oh, whoa. Like I said, I find different stuff. Okay. Yep, that's my little friend. Okay, I can tell because he looks like a little minion. Okay, this is one that I discovered. And watch this. Oh, let's go wide on this. Watch him. He moves around very fast. We're gonna stop it. Go down here one more time. Okay. Oh, oh, he's gone. I didn't realize he was there. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna let him go for now.
You've seen these before, right?
Oh, I've seen these, yes, many times. However, there are times I haven't seen it now with this new RAM on here, so this will help tremendously. I'm able to go back and forth very nicely. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes of this. So we're going to go down here. We're going to go to browse, bookmarks. We're going to go down to the first plane. This is the plane from Little Rock Air Force Base. It's a C-130 jet or prop plane that my dad used to fly these planes. There's the plane. Okay. All right. thing I love about this video is it's very good quality. Okay. You can almost see the markings on the plane. Boom. Do you see that? Let's go back.
Yeah, what? Weird.
That's my MUFON unknown right there. Go eat.
What? Huh. Yeah, zoom in on that thing. What is that thing exactly?
Yes.
I mean, does it have potential to be a saucer? It looks orb-like from a distance,
No,
though.
it's more of a when you see these little things, people are like, "Oh, how do you get an alien in that little thing?" No, it's a surveillance. It's like a little surveillance unit.
You know
I
that? How do you know that that's how do you know that? Where's that intel coming from? You
oh
just done research on
that
it or
yeah yes that and because they're small too.
surveillance unit? That's what you think the orbs are.
No, actually, so orbs in my the name of my business or whatever, or objects and orbs. So objects are UFOs, and then orbs are the spirit orbs. But orbs are, yes, in UFOs as well. They're the a lot of times those are energy. Those are the ones at the Birmingham airport. Was it Birmingham? No. Uh, Manchester Airport was a surveillance unit too. And I just recently did a thing on surveillance UFOs because I see those, they're these little UFOs that I can see it like in the trees and stuff. And you'll have to look at those. But yeah, there's different sizes. Okay. Now we're going to bring this back over here again. Oh, let me go back. Let's go wide on it. Okay. Bring it back right there. And okay. Okay. Now here's something I recently discovered. So I'm gonna hit Alt. Okay. And then I'm gonna use the E. Okay. I'm gonna use the Alt to move it over. I've got Alt and I've got the left arrow down. Okay. Now I'm gonna go one frame at a time. So this is the greater than or less than or the period sign. Right there. We're gonna let it go like that. And oh, look at that. We got a little friend up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to video and we're going to go to equalizer and let's bring down the camera a little bit more. That kind of brings it out a little bit. Contrast, we'll bring it up a little bit. Back down to gamma, down a little bit. And we're going to hit close. Now we're going to zoom in. And that's a good thing with this RAM. It doesn't close out on me now like it used to do. Alrighty. And now, so this is 60 frames a second, I think, or 30 frames a second. So that's 1 frame, 2 frames, 3 frames. So just within 3 frames out of a second, it's gone further than the airplane would go. So even if it was a piece of junk or whatever, it couldn't go that fast. So now we're going to come up here. We're going to zoom in on it and keep going. Okay. We're going to go over here and let's take a look at this. Okay. And right there, you can tell that it almost is triangular in shape.
Hmm.
And it also has some little lights on it as well. Now you could go further with this. You could do a screen print. So we're going to do print screen. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come down here to another one, IR fan view. I already had this open. I'm just going to go edit, paste. Okay, there's that. Now let's bring it up. You can tell that there's a little something down here that's different.
Yeah.
So it's almost triangular in shape. Yep. So that's that video.
It's pretty
Now,
wild. So you submitted this to MUFON,
yep,
and they said, "Yeah, no, we don't know what this thing is."
correct. Yes. And
Is there any
let's
glory there? Do they give you money for that? Or you just like
no,
they write you
no,
a what? What is
no,
that
yeah,
about?
no. All they do is they just say it's an unknown, and then they'll give you a printout of an email with the case number on it. That's basically it. That's all it does for you.
What the heck?
And
Are they any closer to getting some answers for us, these MUFON people, or is it just, you know, which
no, no, I will talk to you in chamber about that one.
whoa, what is that now? What does that mean? There's some controversy there?
Yes, there is. Yeah, they are very good at taking glory from you, and also you'll notice that after I get one after another of MUFON unknowns, you would think that I probably onto something because I've got three MUFON unknowns. Now,
Yeah.
the thing about this is that hey, I kept submitting, kept submitting. They then to the point where they considered me a serial submitter. And then I called them back and I asked them, I said, so what, why have I not heard anything? They said, well, because we consider you a serial submitter. I'm like, okay, all right. And then here's what I thought about. I thought about this. I said, you know what? I'm gonna hold on just a sec. Hold on just a quick sec.
Serial submitter.
Serial submitter, yeah. I don't have my book should be around here anyway. So then I become a member of MUFON.
Okay.
And yeah. And then I'm just looking over here at something. Okay. So then I become a field investigator for MUFON because I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get them at their own game. I decided I'm going to work for them.
So you go in at the inside.
Yes.
Oh, I
And
love this.
yes, right. So I took the course. You can take the course if you want to. It's $120. You can take it 3 times and you have a year to finish it. So then, because I wanted to find out what they look for and know exactly what they're doing. So I passed the course. That's me. And
Look at
then so,
this. Yeah,
yep,
wow.
yep. And then but I figured they treat their field investigators not good. And I ran into a friend of mine who was a field investigator, and they said they treated him pretty bad too. In fact, they took one of his sightings and made that their own. So, um, the department, the state director was kind of a jerk. And then when I got the paperwork, I found out, actually, we're going to kind of cut it short here. The They marked a lot of my cases down as information only, and I noticed that they have that saved for people they think are lunatics um or a little off or whatever. Yeah.
So
So
they interesting, interesting. Do you think that's because, look, I've heard this before that people think MUFON is just all government. It's just a cover up. It's a federal program that's been created to actively promote disinformation. So people like you, they're gonna of course downgrade because you actually might be seeing stuff that bothers them that you're able to capture.
right. And that's a big thing, yeah, because um I've got a lot of stuff here that I don't just say, oh, well, I think that that's it. I mean, I've got tons and tons and tons of stuff. I mean, I've got so much stuff I could just, pour it over the top of your head and you'd be like, there's no way that's a plane or that's a bird or that's a bug. Um, and even these little micro units that these little surveillance units out there, you can see those also on my YouTube channel as well. If you go to Are UFOs Real number 1 through 3, I'm working on number 4 as we speak, and you can see the difference on those and
Yeah.
see what they're about. And so you'll kind of get an idea as far as of what I got. And so basically with MUFON, I quit on the first day because I knew okay, so I live in Georgia. They give me a case in Alabama. Come on now. It's like 100 miles away or 200 miles away.
Yeah, what's going
I,
on there?
yeah, why don't I have a case in Georgia? Give me a break. So it's like no. So yeah, yeah, just not good things to say about them. So
Dang. Okay, okay. No, you know what?
I,
Hey, I'm not
I
surprised.
yeah, so I send my videos off to the National UFO Center and Enigma, who I'm friends with. Those guys are really good. They've got their own gig going on, and I'm friends with a few other places too. So that really doesn't bother me anymore. It's kind of the title of from MUFON's saying, it's an unknown, but I'm kind of beyond that now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of doing my own thing.
Well, then I hear you go to the Air Force and I mean, look,
Yeah.
did are they helpful at all?
No, no, that okay. So the story with the Air Force is basically I said, look, I said, I live in Searcy, which is about 45 miles away, and your airplanes are flying around. And I said that I've got an object flying behind them. And they kind of laughed at me at first. Then I contacted uh, their office, their public affairs office. I said, I've got some videos to send you or some stuff to send you. So I did, and they liked it. And they said, if you got any more, bring it down to the gate. So I went down to the front gate and I had all my stuff on a USB drive and a piece of paper that said, this is exactly how I do it. This is exactly where I live. This is exactly where I saw it at. They at first, once again, they laughed at me. I said, call the public affairs office. And then I showed them the pictures, and that's when they got serious on me. And then they said, okay, Mr. Durrant, go ahead and step outside. We will contact the public affairs office. So they called me and they came back to me and they said, yes, Mr. Durrant, we do want your USB drive. I'm like, okay, well, thank you. And so everything was fine, until 3 or 4 days later. I had about three Black Hawk helicopters fly over my house right across the street at the elementary school, just like zooming by. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm right here. Come on, guys.
And this doesn't happen
Right. Yeah.
regularly. This is like a new
No,
thing.
no, no, not with their guns coming out and over the top of an elementary school. No.
Oh my gosh. What?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's been kind of a crazy thing. And then so with that going on, and then fast forward to last year, I had a triangle over the top of my head, and that helped me get into a documentary, the Encounters documentary, and that was really cool. Now on there's a lot of guys who've been abducted. I've never been abducted, but a lot of my friends were on that.
I was gonna say now, what is the closest you've encountered to an alien being? Have you? You may not have.
No, I don't think so. I do have one video that is very close that seems like that it could be something inside of it. And do you have time to look at it?
I mean, let's take a look. Let's take a look.
All right, so let's do
And by the way, everybody, we're gonna refer you to objects and orbs on YouTube where you can
yes.
see all of this stuff. I mean, you've got a lot of orbs up there. You've got a lot of videos, so it's kind of compelling.
Yeah, so the thing is what I do is I sit out literally every day and I get now to where I can actually summon them and they come by too. So let's
Yeah,
see.
let's see this video, and then I want to ask you some follow-ups about that.
Yeah, no problem. Let me come down here and this out. I'm basically what I'm doing now is I'm getting all of my files together. Here we go. Is that 42? Yes, that's 42. Here we go. And there we go. All right. So let me share the screen here with you. There we go. All right. And share. Okay. All righty, this is it. This right here is what I call the golden object. At first I thought it was red. At first I thought it was red. Now we're gonna make it go. Let me
What is that thing?
let it play for you. Let me bring this out here. Let's do. So they come up kind of towards the end here. Those are the cicadas in the background.
Wow. 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 I still see them. There's one, two, and there are two red ones, and they're blinking.
Oh, hello. Where did it go? All right. Let me try this one more time. Let's see. Okay. Hold an object. There we go.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, now I'm gonna make this smaller right here. Let's bring that out. Okay.
Yeah, what exactly are we seeing here? It looks like
Here's the key right up here. That right there's the key. That's how you know that it's real.
what
Okay.
is that exactly? It looks like kind of like a saucer or like the rings around Saturn or something.
Yeah, see, it's actually moving with the video. So I'm gonna play this with you. Play this with you for you real quick.
Wow. 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 I still see them. There's one,
See,
two, and there are
I
two
thought
red
I was
ones.
seeing two red UFOs, but here's the interesting thing about this video. Let me zoom in on it. Okay. And this is the original video. Okay. So first, let me go wide on this. Okay. Look at how there's no lights down here in the bottom yet. Now all of a sudden they come on. Okay. Now we're gonna go wide on this. You'll notice that there's some kind of thing. If you crank this up, you can see that there's kind of a reflection over here.
And they're blinking.
Okay, and then there's this right up here that is attached somehow to that. That's how you know that one, it's not a Chinese lantern that people have said that it could be.
Right.
And so there's no way. And plus, I'm 1,900 feet up on a mountain. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back. Now remember, I told you you had asked me how close have I gotten to an alien. Tell me in a minute if you think that you can actually see that this has kind of a window to it. So the window I'm thinking is right here, and then the occupant is right here in the middle. So I'm gonna go over to my video and let's change the saturation over here. I think that's the one. Okay, let's do gamma. Oh, look at that. Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay. Oh, don't want to go wide. Let me go back here. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna go E. And we're just using Alt and up. Okay. Now do you see it looks like that there could be a little head in there. Okay, I'm gonna go E. There we go. What do you think? Let
That
me move it.
is,
Yeah,
yeah,
let me
what?
okay, let me do this again. Oop. Whoa. See, oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's a weird looking thing.
yeah. So that right there, that's one of my favorites, actually. One of my clearest ones, actually, too. And oop, anyway, yeah, so let's go and close that out. Yeah. So that's the golden object. Um, and then I get objects that change. I mean, I could be on here all night with you. I've got objects that change the way that they spit out images. Like they will spit out images every second, twice a second. So it'll just start changing. And those are called Merkaba vehicles.
Right. I've heard of the Merkaba.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, you were getting into it. Now, why you, do you think? Why is there something about you? Do you have a background? Is there history of this? Do you have kind of blood of royalty? Like what is it that they're attracted to you
Well,
about?
sometimes sometimes they do look for that. Especially if you have type N, tire type negative blood. They are interested. I do not. And so I think it's just because I go out there and I record them every single day. And every night I ask for them to fly by and they do. So they are,
You just ask.
yes, I just ask. Yep. And it's, uh, if you go on and go to my YouTube channel and there's a video called Request and Dedications. And so I basically ask for them to come on, and there's no edit. You can actually see objects that come in and fly by as I ask them to do that.
Do
And
you think
it's
the government should be studying you? Are you someone that should be investigated by Men in Black for your abilities to communicate with these beings?
well that see it's called CE5, and CE5 has been going on for forever. So a
That's
lot of
right. That's Steve Greer's thing.
people,
I'm very
yep,
aware of it.
a lot of people do it now. A lot of people probably don't use their cell phones to do it. If everybody used cell phones, and I've got a way of telling you how to do it. In fact, that's going to be part of my conference. I'm going to be selling these little USBs that'll have information on how to set up your cell phone to record UFOs and also do paranormal investigations. And it's just because I sit out there daily and I have an eye for it. Now, if you put cell phones on all those energy or all those wind or no, all those solar energy panels that everybody's got and find a way to, wire the video, I would love to just sit there and look at open sky all day. That's all I do. I just sit around and I look at open sky, and then I just hit my fast forward. If you saw what I did when we have a little blip that comes up, we search the blip and go on and go from there, and then
Do you wish you could get closer to them? Do you want them to get closer to you?
yes, of course, we would love that to happen. Me and my wife, we both feel that we are ambassadors, so we definitely want to do have a way to talk with them so we can um, talk with others about it.
That's
And
so interesting.
that's the way I'm doing the Are UFOs Real conference
That's
too.
right. You do have this conference coming up. Are UFOs real? We'll link to that as well. That's happening in January. What is the vision of that conference?
The main thing on that is to be able to have people make a decision about are UFOs real? And so I'm not going to come on here and say, oh, they're real and that's the way it is, and you just got to believe it. No, I want you to say, okay, let's go through this together. I want to do that.
That's
And
really cool. That is right up my alley. It's for non-believers that are curious and willing to have
yes,
an open mind.
yes, definitely. So now do you got a quick second? We could do this really quick.
I mean, yeah, if you're about to blow my mind, I'm here. I'm always here for that.
Well, yes, I'm going to blow your mind. Do you got your phone with you?
I do, I do.
Okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to Google.
Let's see. Yes, Google. I'm on Google.
Okay. Type in the word magic, Magic, Magic.
J, I see.
Yes, space and
Okay.
Reagan, Reagan, Magic Reagan.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be interesting.
And what comes up first? WHORM, right?
Wait a
Let me
sec.
know.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
And MAJIC, right? Magic Reagan. Has to
Oh,
be a J.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Thing.
whoa, whoa. Okay, okay, okay. Uh-huh. I see something from the Ronald Ray. Oh, Operation Majestic comes up.
Yeah, but hit the worm file, WHORM
I'll
file.
type the worm file first.
Yes, tap that, and it's going to download a PDF file. Let's do it together. Hit
55
that.
pages here, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Download.
What is this document you've
Oh,
got
just
here?
wait. Well, I'm going to let you read it. That way you can use your voice. Okay. Now I want you to go to page 18.
Page 18. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going here. I'm going here. Everybody can follow along on their phones right now if you're listening
You
or
sure
watching.
can. You sure can.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh boy.
Tell me what, just read the first big paragraph on page 18.
Operation Majestic 12 is a top secret research and development intelligence operation responsible directly and only to the President of the United States. Operations of the project are carried out under control of the Majestic 12, Magic 12 group, which was established by special classified executive order of President Truman on 24 September 1947 upon recommendation by Dr. Yennefer Bush and Secretary James Forrestal. Yes, see
Mhm.
attachment A. Members of the Majestic 12 group were designated
You,
as follows. Oh
you don't
my.
have you don't have to read that. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to have you do. Go to page 19.
All right. All
Okay.
right.
So the very top paragraph is kind of like, kind of what they've gotten into. So they'd had a sighting, and because of the sighting, I'm going to have you read the rest of the page.
Oh, now this is kind of wild. We're talking that third paragraph.
Read the second paragraph and the third paragraph. Yes.
In spite of these efforts, little of substance was learned about the objects until a local rancher reported that one had crashed in a remote region of New Mexico.
Mhm.
Oh, located approximately 75 miles northwest of Roswell Army Air Base, now Walker Field. On the 7th of July, 1947, a secret operation was begun to assure recovery of the wreckage of this object for scientific study. During the
Mhm.
course of this operation, serial reconnaissance discovered that four small human like beings had
Yeah.
apparently ejected from the craft at some point before it exploded. Okay, this is some wild stuff here. These had
Mhm.
fallen to Earth about 2 miles east of the wreckage site. All four were dead and badly decomposed due to action by predators and exposure to the elements during the approximately 1 week time period which had elapsed before the discovery. Oh my gosh.
Keep
Now,
going.
a
Keep going.
special scientific team took charge of removing these bodies for studies. See attachment C. The wreckage of the craft was also removed to several different locations. See attachment B. Civilian and military witnesses in the area were debriefed, and news reporters were given the effective cover story that the object had been a misguided weather research balloon.
And where have we heard that part before? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, wait a minute. So here's what's interesting about this document. I have
Mm-hmm.
seen this before. I've seen the
Yes.
Majestic doc before, but when you see it in other contexts, not in this whole sequence, when you see it in other contexts, it's crossed out, right? It's
Yeah.
crossed out and it says, what is it?
Bogus.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this one not crossed out? What is this one connected to the Reagan Library? What was going on here?
Exactly. It's because they forgot to redact this one. Oh.
Interesting.
You got
Yeah.
you got to it before they did. So my goal is to get everybody to download this because once it's in everybody's hands. They can't redact it if it's in your hands.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's what I'm going to have you do. I'm going to have you move on to page 19, but I'm going to have you read the last big paragraph on page 19.
No, wait a minute. It was let's see. Mm. Yeah, it says bogus normally, right?
Mhm.
Uh, July 1947. No, wait, we got this. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be on page 21.
Page 21. Implications for the national security
Yep.
are of continuing importance in that the motive and ultimate intentions of these visitors remain completely unknown. In addition, a significant upsurge in the surveillance activity of these craft beginning in May and continuing through the autumn of this year have caused considerable concern that new developments may be imminent. It is for these reasons, as well as the obvious international and technological considerations and the ultimate need to avoid a public panic at all costs, that the Majestic 12 group remains of the unanimous opinion that imposition of the strictest security precaution should continue without interruption into the new administration. At the same time, contingency plan, MJ 1949, OP4, 78, top secret eyes only, should be held in continued readiness should the need to make a public announcement present itself.
Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to have you go one more. I'm going to have you read one last thing, and you're going to be done. So skip that page. Go to page 23.
Holy moly. Well, wait a minute. As this looks to be a signature
It is.
of a U.S. president.
It is.
Has anybody actually put this against his signature? This looks like the real one.
Probably not. But no, this looks like something he would write.
I mean, this is Dear Secretary Forrestal, as per recent conversation on this matter, you are hereby authorized to proceed with all due speed and caution upon your undertaking. Hereafter, this matter shall be referred to only as Operation Majestic 12. Continues to be my feeling that any future considerations relative to the ultimate disposition of this matter should rest solely with the office of the president, following appropriate discussions with yourself, Dr. Bush, and the director of Central Intelligence,
Signed.
Harry Truman.
Thank you. Very good. All right. Now, so we got this is a major thing. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go back to Google,
All right.
and then I'm gonna have you type org sec hold on. Org. Okay. Org chart security clearance. Like ORG, like organizational. Org chart security clearance.
Yeah, I see it.
The top one is Wikimedia Commons. Tap on that.
Got it.
Download that. Open it. Now don't look at the top. Well, I mean, you could if you wanted to. Where does the president? I'm just saying every president. Where does the president of the United States lie in the middle of oh, I just said it.
Well,
Okay.
he's in the middle. Majestic is at the top.
Right. And we're talking how many spaces? Probably about 50, right? Or something, or like 40 or something. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So it goes from restricted, confidential, secrets, top secret, PSI, USAP, unknowledge, special access programs. Okay. If you want to get a security clearance, it's 136 pages, which I have a copy of that PDF. You can get it and you can sign it. You have to sign every single page with your social. Now, so Majestic is at the top of this list. Okay. Now here's what I want you to do really quick. What's the second one?
Well, this is really bizarre stuff. The second one, of course, is Cosmic.
Cosmic, yes. Do me a favor, look up Cosmic security clearance and tell me what it is.
I'm liking this rabbit hole. This is good. This is good. This is good. Okay.
Sounds
This is
good.
better. This is better than the Pendulum Act. Okay, wait
Good.
a second. Cosmic security clearance, control of secret material in an international command. It's
Okay.
security classification used by NATO. top
Okay.
secret material that could cause exceptionally grave damage if disclosed without authorization.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Now I told you how to get to that file. You can play with that file all you want. Look at the other security clearances. That's fine. And you just go in there and dig in. Okay. Now, I'm sure you'd like to find out who Majestic 12 is. You can look that up. Definitely look up Bob Lazar. And
Oh, yes.
if you would like to know even more, there's a great movie. I want you to search it. It's called Above Majestic. Above Majestic. And it's about who is actually above Majestic 12. There are some groups above them, and I will tell you that one of the groups is the Freemasons because they have all the money. Okay, now beyond the Freemasons is the reptilians. And so with that, you need to watch Above Majestic. And you're going to find that Ronald Reagan is in that movie. You're going to find out that Laura Eisenhower is in that movie. If you'd like to know how we went from transistor radios, well, actually, we went from tubes to transistor radios to having cell phones. That's because that President Eisenhower made a pact with the aliens for um, for knowledge. And so we went one day from having tubes to having transistors. Then we went from having rotary dial phones in my life all the way to having basically a computer in your hand that you can do whatever you want with and it'll do whatever you want to do. And so that's what's going on with that. When people are abducted, it is also part of a pact by Eisenhower. His great granddaughter, Laura Eisenhower, I think she is.
That's right.
She
She's
talked
around.
Yes, she talks about his speeches, and if you listen to his speeches, they're very cryptic. And she talks about being whisked away, or um, they were going to send her to Mars and the moon. And so people say, "Oh, well, there's no bases, or there's no none of that stuff." Well, here's what I'm gonna have you do. I'm gonna have you type in teleportation study, TELE
I was
for
going to say, yeah, this is getting into the secret space program, um, which I know that Lauren Eisenhower spent time with Andy Bishago, who was a member of Project Pegasus and Project Mars. Okay, wait a
so
sec.
so if you
Teleportation study.
yep, and then you're going to come up to a page that says Fast Project on Government Secrecy.
That's right. Teleportation physics study. Yeah,
Yep.
what is this? Eric Davis. I've heard of this guy before.
Okay. Now, if you when you open this up, it looks like a military document.
Yes.
If you look, the date is August 2004. So, do you think that in 20 years they figured out how to teleport?
Hmm.
I can tell you where they probably figured it out at.
What do you know?
Oh, well, see, this is where it gets even better.
Yeah, give me
Uh,
some more here.
have you ever heard of Dugway?
Yes.
Dugway.
Yes,
Okay, so
yes,
you have
yes.
okay. Do you know that the people that live in Dugway, Utah, don't even talk about it, or Twilla, Utah? They're like, oh no, no, no. We're like, yes. I said, even my friend, even my country friends down here in Georgia, they've heard of Dugway. So no, it's Area 52. That is where all of the top secret stuff lies. And
Oh
I've got
my
like
gosh.
on that stuff too. Oh yeah. And I will
You've got shown that stuff? What do you know? What do you know about that stuff?
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can go on about that stuff too. If you, so um, you can type in, I'm going to tell you how to do it. And then what you do from there, that's your own thing. But if you type in index of forward slash, DP, uh, DPG, yeah, wait. Dugway Proving Grounds. Yeah, DPG dot mil. Oh, DPG, yeah. Dot mil dot PDF and hit enter. That should take you to a military website that will let you look at some of the stuff that goes on in Dugway Proving Grounds in Utah. Now, I will tell you that the way that you search that is also you can find other things with that as well, regarding music and stuff, and then but if you know the names of secret programs, you can type in anything .mil.pdf that's going to take you to pretty much military. Now, here's the thing: is that should people know about this stuff? Yes, you pay for this stuff. So guess what? Hey, if the world knows how to do it, it's a moot point, right? I want everybody to have these files in their hands. So it doesn't matter. That's kind of the way I am. Um, so I'll let you, because I mean I can take you all the way. Like let's go back to the Roswell one. Okay. I can take you to the page of the Lubbock Avalanche Journal in Lubbock, Texas. That's where I used to live, 170 miles from Roswell. And it's a newspaper from July 1947, July 7th, that talks about seeing discs in the sky. So this is before this is, so
Yes.
they were already seeing them in Lubbock. Be, and like I said, Roswell is on the way, 170 miles. And yeah, so it all goes together. This is what I do at my conferences.
This is great. Well, look, you
Yeah.
definitely, this was what an experience there. I love the interactive piece of this. This was
Thank you.
very fun.
Yeah.
Are UFOs real? An
Yes.
Objects and Orbs conference coming up January 11th, 2025. Yeah, so if you're in Blue Ridge, Georgia, you should definitely go for this event. It's super cheap too. It's
Yeah.
probably not more than a meal at a Starbucks.
And then McDonald's too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, dude. McDonald, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
So and really the way we do this is just a love offering, so if you can't afford to come in, you can still come in anyway. But if you want to donate, you donate what you can. And
that's awesome.
there's no set whatever too. And I'm going to try to get merch. I've got these postcards right here. These are my objects and orbs postcards. So you can get one of these, and you can also get a USB drive that's got everything on it. And then I'll have a table set up to where I'll be accepting basically donations for what I'm selling, and then we've got a food truck and everything too. So yeah, it's really cool. It's a lot of fun, and no,
Very cool.
the money that I make personally is going to go to fixing my computer up and getting better equipment and just being able to go from there, and then the other half. So I'm taking half, and the Fannin County Family Connection's taking the other half. So, um,
Awesome.
yeah. So when you come in, we're going to donate directly to the food bank, and they've already told me at the food bank, they're like, man, we're super pumped about this. We're excited. We want to see it and everything, and so yeah, and that's cool, and so
Well,
I
I'm
really.
excited for you to keep sharing more with us
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
discover.
definitely. I,
Um, yeah, everybody check out Objects and Orbs on YouTube.
yes, yes. And
Um,
Facebook, that's the name of my Facebook. I've got a Facebook page, Facebook group by that name. And then I've got if you live in the local area, it's called Tri-State Supernatural. And that's for people who are, want to talk about this stuff, because a lot of times people get, laughed at or whatever in these groups. And so this is an open space to where you can talk about that. And even I was telling my wife, I said people used to laugh at me quite a bit for posting my videos, and then all of a sudden I started posting some more serious stuff and in conjunction, and they don't even, and they're like, okay, whatever now, So now people still reach out to me though. They say, hey, I caught this and that, and so we talk about it, and then also, I do the paranormal investigations at people's houses too. So if you want me to come to your house, it's a love offering, and you just let me.
wow.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. This guy will come to your house with a
Yeah.
love offering. That line doesn't work when I go around saying it to people.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. For a love offering in return,
yeah.
and by that
It's not a
we went
good
to
dating profile line, I'll tell you that. I'll come
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
house. Love offering.
Yeah, it's actually a Christian word. It just basically means that if it's what you can afford to give, you know, if you
Oh,
like my
that's
service,
wow.
by all means, yeah, if you like my service, that's fine. Who knows? I get paid a $50 tip. That would be great. Some places I make a
Yes.
20 tip, right? And I don't come off saying, "Oh, I'm a professional guy. I do all this stuff and you're definitely going to hear this." No. If I get there and we don't get anything, then I can say, well, this is probably what I think. And we just kind of go from there and then it seems to work. And
Yeah.
you saw how that machine turned off as soon as I told it to stop beeping, you know. It
Yes, yes. Very odd, but
I,
that's the name of the game.
mhm.
Super cool. Hey, Les Durrant, thank you so much
Yeah,
for your time. This has been a
you're
very
welcome.
interesting
Yeah,
conversation, man. I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Anytime, anytime. And like I told you, you can download Spirit Talker and talk to your family, you talk to your friends, just have a good spirit with you and just open your ears and your eyes and just ask for them to just ask to feel them and just feel them the way you remember them. And I guarantee you'll be comforted by that.
Love
And
it.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much again, my friend. Have
You're
a
welcome.
wonderful
All
time.
right. We will talk to you later.
Sounds good. Les Durrant, thank you again for coming on. Cursing ghosts. I really wish there were more of that. Oh my gosh, I'm sick of these shows on Discovery and A&E, and it would be so much better if these ghost hunting shows, when they found the ghosts, it was more like a Jerry Springer show. That would be great. And I don't see why not. I mean, when you're done with a ghost costume on Halloween, isn't that technically white trash? Alright, I want to thank Zero Boy for the theme music, pre-theme. I want to thank Ronnie McGilvery for the theme music, post-pre-theme. And I want to thank you. Love ya.